This is the first real incident where I've had a bit of a nuts buyer, a bit of a nightmare buyer, all over a £5 item. I mean, it's just ridiculous. So some of you may have heard part of this story before because I've spoke about it on the live shows and stuff, but you might not have heard the ending. So stay tuned for that because it's interesting. Hey, I'm Car Boot Chris. I'm a full-time UK online reseller. I operate mainly on eBay and also Whatnot, but also some other platforms as well. I'm going to bring you regular podcasts all about reselling, hopefully to keep you company, to entertain, or maybe to educate, who knows. Welcome to the Everything Reselling Podcast. I'm Car Boot Chris, and I'm a full-time reseller predominantly using eBay to sell on. This is the first real incident where I've had a bit of a nuts buyer, a bit of a nightmare buyer, all over a £5 item. I mean, it's just ridiculous. So some of you may have heard part of this story before because I've spoke about it on the live shows and stuff, but you might not have heard the ending, so stay tuned for that because it's interesting. This is a new one for me. Anyway, listen, right, I'm going to rewind a bit and I'm going to start from the beginning just to give you an overview of how this all came about. So a few weeks ago, I don't know how long ago it was now, maybe a month or so, I sold a women's long sleeve t-shirt. I'll ping it on the screen so you can see exactly what it was. And it sold for £5 on an offer. £5. Just bear that in mind in this whole process. So as far as I'm concerned, normal sale. I don't bother checking buyers' feedback and stuff like that. I just sell, that's it. Everyone gets a chance. And everything was normal. And then I received an item not received case from the buyer. I'm thinking, oh God, Every have gone and lost another parcel. And I checked the tracking on Every, and actually they delivered it. And the good thing about Every is they often take photographs when they deliver it. So I've got a GPS location, a delivery confirmation, and a photograph, 3 things, a photograph of somebody at the door receiving the parcel. So I put that information on the case, I updated it. eBay closed the case in my favour, obviously. I mean, if they didn't, it'd be crazy. But they did. Everything went normally. They closed the case in my favour. And so I'm thinking there at this point, this is just a scammer trying to get something for free. The one day after eBay closed the case in my favour, the buyer opened a return. A return for an item they claim that they never received. You can't write it, can you? So I'm thinking, okay, right, so they did receive the item and they just now want to return it and get their money back. Okay, whatever. Clearly a scammer. I contacted eBay at that point to report them as they'd made a false claim, a false item not received claim. So I reported them, and eBay assured me that they were going to deal with it and they were going to, do whatever they needed to do with the buyer. So that's okay. That's all the information I can get. So, okay, now I'm thinking, are they going to return this t-shirt? And am I ever going to receive it back? And for nearly 10 days, they didn't even return it. So they opened this return and left it. One day before I could close the return because they didn't send it, one day before, they said they marked it as sent. So I thought, oh, bloody hell, great. It arrived back today. And I'll show you, I recorded for prosperity and for evidence. Yeah, former police officer, record it for evidence. I recorded the parcel on camera and I recorded me opening it. So I'll let you go and see that now. It's a tiny little square box. I'm guessing there's nothing in it. So here we go. This buyer has literally been scamming me from the day one. I've already had the incident where they claimed an item wasn't received, and there was clear evidence, photographic evidence, that it got delivered to their house. Okay, an alcohol breathalyzer. Interesting. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay. That's not a t-shirt. I think perhaps she needs to use this to see if she's pissed or not. I clearly don't have the t-shirt that I sent, and this is a £5 purchase. The buyer has paid £3 to send it back, at least. It came back tracked. So a minimum £3 to £4 to send it back for a £5 refund. And she used the reason it doesn't fit. So she didn't get a free return, and I didn't have free returns turned on my account at that point either. So she paid for this to come back. So now I have an alco-proof alcohol breathalyzer. Helps you stay safe and legal in France. Woohoo! I'm not going to France anytime soon. I've got 2 breathalyzers here. So that's what she sent back. So clearly, she just wanted confirmation that an item had been delivered back to my house so that I would then be forced to refund her. I just can't believe that somebody would be so crazy as to go through all this hassle over a £5 t-shirt. I mean, you might be thinking, Chris, why didn't you just refund her? You know, it's £5. Who cares? It's nothing. It's the principle now. That is it. It's the principle. I'm not giving up on this. I'm really not. So I asked eBay for a call back today. I thought, I'm not going on the chit chat thing because, you know, they're not going to understand what I'm talking about. So I asked for a call back and I spoke to a lady. And before I did that, by the way, I went and had a quick look at the buyer's account. And actually, she's got 6 negative feedbacks this year. All of them say that she's a scammer. Her account has been deactivated by eBay. So it looks like she's been booted off. Finally, eBay take action against people who are not good for their platform. Anyway, so I got a call back from eBay. eBay spoke to me. I gave them full story again. And they said, don't worry, Chris. Just don't take any action on the return. They're not even a registered user anymore. They're not entitled to a refund. And leave it. I said, are you sure? You don't want me to mark as received? Obviously you don't want me to refund them because I won't be doing that. So you don't want me to take any action on this return? And they said, no, leave it. It will, your funds will be put back in your account within 72 hours. That's what they've said. So fingers crossed that happens. But we'll leave it there, the old story, because a bit of a yarn, isn't it? But I just thought, these people they give buyers such a bad name. Why would you go through all this hassle? I thought I would share this experience. Hopefully, eBay will release my £5 funds soon because I can't do without it. And in the meantime, I'm going to put this somewhere safe because you never know. This could be very important at some point in my future. Could be a hidden meaning to receiving this. Take care. See you soon. Let me know what you think in the comments. What was the last crazy buyer that you had to deal with? See ya. That's it for today's episode of the Everything Reselling Podcast. I hope you've enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, to follow or to subscribe wherever you're watching or listening to this podcast. And we'll see you on the next episode.